Anshi Kiowa. Hello, how are you all? Welcome to Homelands on CFCR 90.5 FM in Saskatoon, Homelands of the Métis and Treaty 6 territory. This is your host, Andrea Letting Dishni Kashun. My name is Andrea Letting. Call me Auntie Andy if you like, and I'll be your host over this next hour. We have with us David Fineday, our wonderful guest who has been talking with us about homelessness and the issue in the city. And of course, now we are in winter and it is getting cold. And he has tales from the streets and some of the things he's been doing. And so, welcome, David, and thank you for joining us today.
Howdy, good to be here. David Fineday, Sweetgrass First Nations, Treaty 6 Territory, Turtle Island. But I reside in Saskatoon, right in the heart of Treaty 6 Territory. I come here and I talk about people that are houseless. They have to get that word right. It's houseless, it's not homeless.
Mm.
Everybody has a home to go to, whether it's your aunts or your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your grandfather, your grandmother, everybody has a home to go to. But the difference is not everybody has their own house where they can go and sleep and bath and eat and sit there and relax and watch TV. That's the problem today, the lack of housing. If you look in human rights, it's a human right for everybody to have a house. If you look in the treaties, in Treaty 6, it is a treaty right for every First Nation person to have a house. My question is, who's failing us? The government? Human rights? Treaty rights? What's happening there? How come nobody's sticking up for us? How come we, I stand up and I make a noise and people get mad at me? What are you doing that for? You're not supposed to do that. They had a head count out there, pit count. I think it was 1,800 that they counted, but that's only a little bit of it. There's 3,000 plus out there. I am in contact with many of them, and now they are also on the east side of the river in Saskatoon. I usually go around 20th, and it takes me hours to walk down 20th talking to everybody. And then one day, a friend of mine and I we went across to 8th Street, almost by Circle Drive, and we got out there, and I don't know, was, hi David, hi Chris, hi David. Oh, what are you doing over here? You're on 20th. I said, well, I'm just coming to check this out. But there's just as many homeless, houseless people on 8th Street and on the east side as there is on 20th Street on the west side. Now they're opening up stuff on the west side. Why can't the east side of the city take that initiative and open up places over there? There's 300 churches in this city. Why can't 50 of them open up their doors, 100 of them open up their doors and help these First Nations people? It's not only First Nations, there's foreigners out there too who have been admitted to Canada and they hit the low road. So they're out there too. How can how can we when I was at City Hall the other day, that's how can we do this? How can we make 3,000 homeless people disappear? Or do we make them disappear? They displace them. Just like I said on TV, they displace them. That's dumb. Where are they supposed to go? What are they supposed to do? We need shelters that can hold 1,000 people, 2,000, 3,000, but they also need many, many different supports in those shelters. Mental health supports, addictions, navigators who can show you the road on how to get in on things, not just go over there. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. What kind of attitude is that? Like I said, the average age out there is probably 25 years old, 20 to 25 years old. And that's sad. People get kicked out of the system. You're 18 years old. It's boom, you're out of here. You don't have no life skills, no job, no education. You didn't have a chance to finish your education. You're just out. What do you do? They don't prepare you for your life after 18. It's just get out and take care of yourself. Even if you're not fully educated, if you have a disability, if you have addiction problems, there's totally no help out there. That's what I'm trying to figure out is how can we get our people, our First Nations people jobs? I know there's students out there. I've been to graduations for 2, 3 years now, and there's students that are coming out and they want to go out there and they want to help the people on the street. That's our relatives. We're related to all those people out there. They are only starting to open up their eyes and they're realizing that. Now they want an education so they can come back to the street and help. And how can they open up jobs so they can go out on the street? There's a group out there called Sewe Toten Outreach, and they work out on the street. I can't give them enough. Oh, the work that they do out there is phenomenal. They can get people out there and to talk, to cry, to laugh, to feed them. Why can't there be more people out there like that? First Nations people. Yesterday, I had a real wicked experience. I called a cab. Yeah, the cab driver came and picked me up. And I told him my address, and he started going. He was on his phone. I told him, can you please hang up your phone? And he said, why? I said, well, I'm not paying you to talk on your phone. Can you please hang it up or just pull over on the side here and I'll get out? We're on 22nd and Avenue P, making a left turn south. And he looked at me and he says, well, when you get home, you're not going to pay me? I said, what? He said, because I'm on my phone, you're not going to pay me? And I said, well, I could just pull over on the sidewalk here and I'll get out. We were right in the middle of Midian, and he told me, get out. Mm-hmm. He was a foreigner. I hate to say stuff like that, but when you live it, you experience it, you get called down, you get degraded. It's really something. It made me feel awful. I'm blind, and I had to stand on that median until the traffic changed. A lady jumped out of her car and said, come here, I'll help you across. And I was shaking. Cars were just zooming by left and right on both sides of me, man. She took me to the sidewalk. I was like, wow, thank you so much. I phoned the cab company and I made a complaint. I'm waiting for an answer. Why did he do that? When foreigners like that do stuff like that to First Nations people, it's really something. I'm brown. I have long hair. They think I'm just another dumb Indian. That's what I've been told straight up to my face from foreigners. Where did they get their education from to be able to talk like that to me? Did they get their education from a John Wayne movie? Or where? When they come across, when they do come to Canada, they should be taught about First Nations people, what we've gone through. A lot of them run from their countries because they went through the same thing there. But there's other people who don't understand. They don't want to understand. They were educated the wrong way. I don't know what it is that brings out that racism in them, but it hurts people. It hurts everybody, especially me. After what happened yesterday, I was totally shocked. I've met other people, foreigners, and I said, yeah. And I look at them and say, yeah, you're a foreigner? Yeah, yeah. Oh, welcome to Treaty 6 territory. And they look at me and what? And I said, yeah, you're on Treaty 6 territory right now. Now, a lot of those foreigners that I see, that's what my nickname is to them. Oh, hi, Treaty 6. Oh, hi, Treaty 6. You know, I had to educate them on where they were. And I greeted them. I said, welcome to Treaty 6 territory. And I shook their hand. Nobody had ever done that to them before. So, any First Nations person, people, you stick out your hand and you greet them to Treaty 6 territory. Same with all these other foreigners from Ukraine, from Bosnia, from Iran, Iraq, from all these foreign countries. I love doing that. It makes them look what? Yeah, I'm proud to be First Nations. I'm proud to stick out my hand and shake their hand and welcome them here. Nobody's welcoming them here. They don't even know about Treaty 6. More education has to be done um, in schools. When you get to be 16 years old, and if you were scooped by the government like I was, at 16 years old, they should have a class where they can teach you how to live, how to be First Nations, not just get out. You're 18, you're out of here. Go do your thing. Like I said, there's 3,000 homeless people out there every month. I like to get statistics from social services on how many people, how many kids are being bumped out at the age of 18 every month. How many people are coming out of the penitentiaries, the women's penitentiary, the men's? How many people are coming out of correctional centers? They have nothing when they get out, and they wonder why. They pick them up, they put them in jail to do their time. While they're in there, why can't they help them to get a place when they get out, to get to be volunteers, to get part-time jobs, full-time jobs, education? But it's just, no, get out of here. Get out. Go join that welfare line. Between the ages of 10 and 15, I wanted to have a family. I wanted a wife and kids, and I prayed for that. And then you get that, and all of a sudden you're homeless. Does anybody ever pray to be homeless? Does anybody ever pray to be a drug addict? Does anybody ever pray to have mental health problems? Yeah. But look at all those people out there. Everybody looks down at them, calls them down, racist comment, ignorant comments. You get meaned on, you get bullied. What do we do? Like I said, I faced that right straight up. I just had to turn around and walk the other way. I went and told my boss. Nothing was done about it. So I walked from my job. I didn't go to work to be told I'm a dumb Indian. We don't have to listen to you. How can we educate these foreigners to not be like that, to take us in? They run from their countries. They probably face the same thing, yet they can come here and do that to us, which I don't think is normal. But if we could have more people, more First Nations people, like I said, that are graduating, that could come out onto the street and talk to people. I heard that their downtown area here now, they're hiring 6 peacekeepers to walk the streets to de-escalate whatever problems are in the downtown area. I was telling them to do that 10 years ago. Now they're finally listening. The thing that I hate is they get people from the neighborhood and they talk and we go and talk and we say this and that. All of a sudden, they take our ideas and they put them out there and they aren't successful. Oh, well, why did they say that? Why did they want to do that? The reason that they weren't successful is that they didn't have the right people working, trying to help people. You don't go out there and be mean to them and talk rough to them or anything. You have to learn to listen when you're out there. That's the thing that I had to learn, was to listen to those stories, listen to all those. Oh, it's really something. I've listened to many of them from Smudge on, and after sitting there for 4 hours listening to people telling you their problems, telling you their hurts, their tears, their sadness, their losses, it's really something. I have to go and debrief myself. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes, sometimes it takes an hour. But I had to learn how to do that so I don't take all these feelings with me every day. Right now, I'm kind of getting emotional thinking about it, but there has to be more people out there to come and listen, come and talk. There's how many elders in this city. I don't mean to call down elders or anything, but why aren't they out there talking to our people, making a fire? Come and smudge with them. Come and talk. Come and listen. They can change a person's life. They can turn it right over, and people can walk away with their head held high and have something to believe in, the Creator, because that was all taken away from us. Like I said, 5 years old, it was all taken away from me. Now, in a month's time, I'm going to be 70 years old. And people tell me I'm an elder. Oh, this is Elder David. I said, don't slow down. I'm not an elder. I was taken away and I was raised by white people. I never learned those songs, those prayers, those chants, the dances. But I self-educated myself because I'm ABI, acquired brain injury. At 8 years old, they told me I was mentally retarded. So I fought that all my life. There's a lot of other people out there with problems and they get talked down, sworn at, get out of here. What are you doing here? How can they deal with their problems when they're always get out of here? How do you deal with your problems when you have nobody to talk to? Nobody wants to listen to you. That's why I sit out there and I listen. And then I can say, okay, let's go do this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Not get out of here. Go over there. Do that. Go over there. Do this. Just like me, I needed assistance. I needed somebody to help guide me, to navigate for me. Being blind, I wish I could do the computer and all that kind of stuff, but I can't. A lot of these other kids are only educated so much and they can't navigate themselves. So they need a navigation place. How can we set up something like that where they can go one place and say, do whatever, get whatever they need to dealt with, a job, a house, food, clothing, showers, laundry facilities. Something like that has to be set up. There's 3,000 people out there, and it's only going to get worse every month. Like I said, I'd like to know how many people are coming out of these facilities, how many people are getting denied by rentalsmen and getting forced out on the street. How many people have gone to King's Bench Court because they lost their uh, they lost it at rentalsmen, so they take it to King's Bench Court like I did. And I lost at King's Bench Court too. So how many people are they displacing, making homeless? They wouldn't renew my lease. There was no reason why they wouldn't renew my lease. They just said, nope, we're not renewing your lease. I did not know that I didn't have to sign that lease. I was paying month to month to month. All of a sudden, oh, you got to sign this lease 6 months. I said, okay, no problem. I signed it, not realizing what I was doing. At the end of those 6 months, no, at 4 months, they gave me a notice. Yeah, we're not renewing your lease. You have 60 days to be out of here. It's like, wow. So that's when I went to rentalsman and I got shot down there. And then I went to King's Bench Court and I still got shot down. But I can stay in there until I find a place, a supported living. I'm getting too blind now to live by myself. I fought this for 4 years, 5 years now. But finally, I realized, yes, I do need a place. I know many people out there who need supported living too, to have somebody take care of them, to make them meals, to help them take care of their own personal hygiene, their laundry, stuff like that. There's pregnant women out there that are walking around out there on the street trying to survive, trying to get enough nutrition in them to take care of their babies. There's people out there in wheelchairs, in walkers. People just drive by them every day. Oh, look at that homeless person. Oh, look at that one. Oh, look at those guys. Look at what they're doing over there. Nobody has the heart to stop and to say, how can we help? All these big corporations, they're making so much money and they don't even look on 20th Street. They don't even look at anybody homeless. They've got their own wallet, their own bank accounts, their own jobs, their own houses. Oh, well, that's just a homeless person. Just let them go. It's like that lady said when we had our rally at City Hall. When do we start counting the people that we're going to lose? That sucks, man. I don't want to lose nobody. What can be done about that? Who can be held accountable for that? Can there be a class action lawsuit taken against the city, against city council, Saskatoon Police Service, social services? Who do we hold accountable for losing all these people? I hate to say it, it breaks my heart to even think like that, but that's what's going to happen. And I just have to brace myself and say, yeah, we lose one person, I'm going to be out there in my encampment out on the street again. And I'm going to have a fire and I'm going to help people stay there. When I did that a year ago, I got so much support from people, it was unbelievable. And that was support from right across Canada, from Quebec to BC. And I had so much support. And if that's going to happen, I'll be out there again. I don't care. They sent the fire department to shut me down. They sent the Saskatoon police to shut me down. And I just defied both of them. I said, take me to jail then. You're going to take a blind old man to jail because he's fighting for all these homeless people, houseless people.
We have to go to a quick break here. And we will be right back after these messages. So don't turn that dial. You're here with David Fineday talking about houselessness in Saskatoon. And we'll be right back on CFCR. Okay.
Still breaks me up sometimes talking like that, man.
No kidding, hey?
But yeah, I'm thinking about that. Getting petition and getting all these homeless people, houseless people to sign it. Hmm. Just like my 60 scoop, my banner, where I got people to sign that. Half of those people are gone now, probably more than half. I'd like to get something signed and then say, okay, look at these people are gone. What are you going to do about it? What about these people? Have you made plans for them? It's quite a thing.
13th.
Music.
All right, you ready to go again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to Homelands on CFCR 90.5 FM in Saskatoon, Homelands of the Métis and Treaty 6 territory. You can also catch us on our YouTube channel for replays or anything you've missed. And subscribe today. You can find us on Facebook at Homelands, Saskatoon SK. Look for the picture of the Batoche Church in winter. And this is David Fineday. He's been talking about his own experiences as a 60 scoop survivor who wound up on the streets and his own advocacy over the years with those who are houseless and facing all the issues and being an advocate. And just before the break, he was talking about the homeless encampment that houseless encampment that he had here in the city. So go ahead, David.
Yeah. A year ago, I had an encampment because nothing was being done. And there was people freezing on church steps, on the sidewalks, in front of businesses. So I made my encampment and I had people, citizens from the city here, picking up people on the street who were laying on the sidewalks, who were freezing out there. And they brought them to my encampment. I had cab drivers do the same thing, find people freezing on the street, pick them up, bring them to my fire. In those 6 days, I don't even know how much people attended there. It was constant. It was like every 6 to 8 hours, it would change. People would come in and sleep, eat, sleep, get warm, and then they'd go. And then another whole crowd. I think I could fit 15 in there at a time. Let them come and eat and sleep, warm up, and then they'd go. Lots of them would sleep, but lots of them just came in to eat and warm up. I do not know how many people were there, but there was lots. I reached out to the city, or I didn't reach out. Actually, I was on the news, and people reached out to me. What do you need, David? How can we help? And that's like right across Canada. A lot of First Nations people.
Oh, there was two windows open again. Sorry, I have to start over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We're recording on our Zoom. We're just not recording on the channel for the audio. Okay. Oh, sorry. That was only we'll start again here. Okay, here we go. Hanchikiwa, we are back with Homelands after our break and David Fineday, and he was just talking about the homeless encampment, and he is going to tell you more about that.
Yes, a year ago, I seen a problem that nobody wanted to deal with. They just want to talk about it. So I stepped up and I went and made a camp outside on Avenue K and 20th. And it shook the city. They didn't think anybody would do that. I did it because I don't want to see no more lives gone, no more limbs frozen, no more chronic illnesses. I don't want to see people ending up in homes. It's really something to be out there. I'm so glad that I did that, and I'll do it in a heartbeat again. I've already told everybody that. Anybody dies out there, I'm going to be there. it's hard when I've lived here for 50 years and I've seen many, many people come to the street and many, many people now that I don't see that we've lost. And it seems like nobody even cares. There's two more. Oh, there's another statistic. Oh, there's like 10 more. Oh, only 13 OD'd today. Statistics. It's time to quit studying people. It's time to step up and say, hey, we have addiction services right here. We have mental health services here. We have food. We have clothes. Like I said, when you get bounced out of the system, you have nothing. You have the clothes that you're wearing right there. Maybe a pack. Let's just get out. Why can't they help them to find places before they turn 18? Give them a chance. Give them a running chance at having an education on getting employment instead of just get out. If I have to start my camp again, I will. Like I said, at a heartbeat, if I hear of anybody dying out there. I have many ears out there that are listening for me, and I hear lots of things from the street. Everybody talks to me out there. And they're all asking, well, what's happening, David? Are they going to have stuff? And I said, yeah, they got a warm up place over there for 40 people. They got Mustard Seeds, got a place over there for 60 people. Um, the Wellness Center has a place for 140 people. They're opening another one up on Avenue C. I believe it's going to hold 60 people. Now do the math. How much people is that they're going to try and take care of? What about the other 2,000 people that are still out there? Like I say, there's 300 churches out there. Why can't they open up their doors and help this problem? There's not only First Nations people out there, there's foreigners out there, there's Caucasian people out there. How can we all get together and do something about it? Open up some centers, open up some community centers that are open 24/7, 365. That's what a lot of those people need. They don't necessarily need to be housed because we're nomadic people. And lots of people still have that nomadic blood in them and they like to travel and go here and there. And in doing that, they are homeless. They're houseless. They're not homeless because they'll go visit cousin. They'll go visit kokum. They'll go visit uncle. There they have a home. But as soon as you walk out that door, when you're done your visit, you're houseless again. How can, I don't know, how can we all get together and eliminate this problem? It's like I say, I believe we're a commodity. If there wasn't homeless people, people who are unemployed, people with disabilities, if we could help all those people, people would be losing jobs because people would get jobs, get educations, be able to go and work out on, you know, factories, in corporations, whatever. But it's like they keep us down so that they can make money off of us. I don't know, I have a different education, but people are always getting mad about panhandlers, about people begging for money on the street. You see a lot of these organizations in town who do it publicly. Donate here, donate to this fund, donate to this, donate to that. That's my question is, who's the biggest panhandler? A person on the street that's asking for nickels and dimes, or these big people in town who are saying, yeah, donate, give us $1,000, give us $10,000, give us, they're asking for money, and then they get those donations, and that's how they're getting paid. Like I said, we're a commodity. That's how I see it. I tell this story and people, what? What are you talking about? I said, well, come to this side of the fence and come and check it out. There's so many band-aid solutions out there, but that's all it is band-aids. Why are there still 3,000 people out there homeless? If everybody's so worried about it and getting mad, what can we do? Tomorrow I'm going to be having a smudge walk. Um, I think I'm going to be having them every weekend. And every Wednesday, I'm going to be at City Hall having a rally. And I hope lots of people will come and join. And so the city can see, hey, these people want something done about it, not just talk. Oh, yeah, we got $1.5 million. We got $4 million. Let's talk. Affordable housing. Let's talk. So I tell them, track me, help me. Let's go get affordable housing for me right now. I don't have no down payment, no bank loans. Am I even eligible for that? And they talk about affordable housing. That's one thing that really makes my blood boil. How do we get into affordable housing? Anybody out there on the street? I'd like to take them, tell them to come and get one person out on the street or two people. Okay, let's go find you affordable housing. Let's go get you a house, an apartment, whatever. Now, today the rents are so crazy. My rent has gone up 25% in 6 months from 700 to 850. Now they want to raise it to $1,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. They talk about rent control. How can they do that? Is there a limit to renting a place? Is it even a good place to rent? Does it have cockroaches? Does it have mice? Does it have black mold? Are the heaters working properly? Is there proper running water? Are the fire alarms working? Are the buzzers working? Do the mailboxes work properly? There's a lot of things when you go to these apartments and there's things wrong. Nobody says nothing about it. I complained about my where I live. That's why they're not renewing my lease because I complained too much. Other people complain, oh, get out of here. We're taking your damage deposit. We're going to raise your rent. So they quit complaining and they have to live in low standard housing. Or, as the fire department says, minimum standard. Why is there a standard of living? Why can't it everybody be the same? People have houses, they don't have cockroaches, they don't have mice. I don't know what standard is that. There shouldn't even be a standard, minimum, maximum, whatever. I go to these health inspectors, these fire inspectors. I know them, and I talk to them, and I tell them, "Yeah." People come and talk to me. I refer them. Go see this person at over at Station 20. Go see this person at the fire department. They're the ones that inspect the places. All of a sudden, I'm getting phone calls. David, quit referring people to us. You're making our job hard. Well, hire somebody else. Maybe you need two people to do that. Maybe you need three people. Yeah. When I first started doing this, I'd call the health inspector. I'd say, "Come on, let's go. We got to go check this house out." There was a veteran staying there. This inspector had on a three-piece suit, real awesome shoes, like he was dressed to the max. And we went into that house, and he was tiptoeing through that place. He didn't want to get his suit dirty. That guy was living in a house with no plumbing, no bathroom. He slept on a couch. When I found him, I told him, "Yeah, come on. I'm gonna get this inspector to come in there, and we can find you another place just like that." I said, "Really? Okay, David." He says, "Yeah, okay." Inspector comes in there. "No, you can't stay here." They closed down the house. They boarded it all up. "Yep, call a cab. We'll get him a place." "Yeah, I'll go with you." I went with him. They took him to the Salvation Army. He got out of the cab and he walked away. And he said, "I'm not staying there." I said, "Like what?" He said, "Yeah, I'm not staying there. I'm a veteran. I fought for Canada, and I deserve to be treated better than what they treat me there, how they treat me. They don't let them do nothing." A lot of those people have PTSD, problems from what they went through, and they need their own space where they can come to grips with what they've been through, not to be shoved in with a group of people where you can't sleep, where you can't relax. How can we start to deal with things like that? Right now, I'm working on a community center in Pleasant Hill. That's what people need, is to be invited into a community center where they can feel like part of a community. Let's go there, have a cup of coffee. Let's go talk to a buddy down the street here. He's probably over there right now. Maybe we can get in on a card game or a dice game, and we can be a community. Let's be neighbors. It's so hard to find that out there nowadays. Everybody says, "Get out of here, go on." Me, I go to meetings and I talk, and people come up and they shake my hand. And I say, "Nope, I don't shake hands. I'm a hugger." And I'll give them a big hug. And people get startled when you do that because they're not used to seeing that, not used to those hugs, those feelings of warmth and love and caring. That's what I believe needs to happen out there. They need to have more of our people out there on the street to help people navigate to get to where they're going, or to do what can make them feel better, to turn their lives around. Smudge on. I've sat and prayed and smudged with lots of people, and I've seen lives turn over. Yeah. Not instantly, where they'll come and pray, and I'll give them something to believe in. Once they have something to believe in, and then they work on that, and they smudge and they pray, and they come back to me. David, I got a job. David, I got my own apartment. This lady came and seen me. She was crying. She told me her story. She lost her 4 kids. Her husband turned to alcohol and drugs, and she came to me. And I said, okay, let's sit down, let's pray. She came back 3, 4, I don't even know how much. She just kept coming back. And we kept smudging and praying. The next time she comes there, David, I got 2 of my kids back. And my husband's going to a treatment center. Right on. About a month later, they all come back. Their family was complete. People need something to believe in. That's why I go and smudge and pray with them. They've lost that since they were since they were taken from their families. I know people out there who haven't smudged for 5 years, 10 years, and they smell the smudge, and they come running so that they can smudge with me, so they can pray, so they can get that feeling of something to believe in. When you've been taken away from your mom and dad, your parents, your family, your relatives, and you're stuck someplace where you don't know nothing. I was in probably 7 different homes when I was taken away, and every home was different. So you had to have a different personality, a different point of view in every home. That's why a lot of people have multiple personalities because they had to learn that. They didn't want to, but you have to learn how to live in a German house. You have to learn how to live in an English house, in a Scottish house, in a French house. So you have to adapt to that. And in adapting to that, you get multiple personalities. Spreken Deutsch? Parlez-vous français? Howdy. Can you hear on? That's the things that I learned. And I'm not fighting it. I'm learning to live with it now. It was slammed in my face when I was a kid, and I had to deal with it. But now I'm older, and I don't mind talking like that, different languages. People look at me. I have long hair, black hair, and I'm brown. And I start talking different languages, and people just, what? Yeah. I don't know. This problem is all over. I had a call from a guy this morning. He was from, oh, I can't even remember where he said, but he's First Nations over there too, in his land. And he said that they have exactly the same problem as we're having here, but theirs is more out in the open because it's a really populated country or whatever it is. So, but I want to go talk at City Hall, and I want to go ask questions there. Hopefully I'll be there on Tuesday, but they told me that I can't ask questions. I'm just supposed to go there, talk and talk and talk. But there's questions that need to be answered in order for me to talk, in order for people to understand. I get asked questions out there all the time on the street. Well, what's happening? What's happening? The late or the past council from the city council here, they had a housing meetings and I was invited to them. I was like, yep, we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this and this and but you have to sign this paper. And I said, what? Yeah, this is you sign this paper and you can't tell nobody about these meetings. Yeah, I went to probably 3 or 4 meetings and it's like, wow, they were gonna do this and this and this. To this day, maybe they've done 30% of what they talked about. But I was told that I couldn't say nothing until November 30th. And November 30th came and it came out on the news, on TV, on the radio. Yeah, we got this much, and we're building 420, 460 apartments and this and that. And everybody's so happy. David, they're doing this. I said, I know. I sat in there. I was in those meetings, but they wouldn't let me come out here and tell nobody to give anybody hope. Yeah. All of a sudden it's on the news. Oh, they made the big thing. They made it. But where is it? There was supposed to be 460 places opened, bachelor suites, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom suites, and then they were going to make 4 and 5 bedroom houses to house people. Where is it? I haven't seen any of that. They let mustard seed, that let these other people come into the neighborhood. And they're on the radio too. They're asking for donations. They're begging for money. Why do people from out of the province have to do that? Why can't the city step up and say, hey, instead all of the citizens, oh, we don't want them here. We don't want them here. So where do we put them? You're going to blink your eye and 3,000 people are going to disappear? Makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, but I'm very upset inside. That's the only way I can get my anger out. It's just I have to talk like this so people can understand. And people don't like it how I talk. I've had people come up and just about punch me in the face or backhand me in public meetings. Landlords, people from the street that I got displaced when I did a fire and health safety program. I got 80 houses closed down. Those families came at me. What are you doing, David? You got us kicked out of our house. You want to get stabbed? You want to get beat up? Trying to help people. Landlords, the ones that I got houses closed down, sued me for everything I had. What do? You're trying to help both sides. Trying to help the landlords, you're trying to help the people. And you got shot down by both sides. So I went to the media and I said that. Yeah. I said, yeah, I'm a volunteer. I'm getting sued for everything I have. There was 3 of us. We were getting sued. They had lawyers and everything. I was just a volunteer. They had jobs and everything in the city. And I didn't have nothing. So My wife, what's going on, David? What's happening here? They're going to take everything from us. They're suing you. They're suing us, your whole family. And it's like, wow. I said, get out. She kicked me out. I was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, okay. And I started walking. I walked around 20th Street, up and down, talking to people. One person said, David, go to the media. I was like, what? Go to the media and tell them your story. Sure enough, I went to Star Phoenix and I told them my story, what was happening, that I was being sued for everything. And I'm a volunteer just trying to raise the living standards in Saskatoon. And they put it out on the paper. He said, good story, David. They took my picture and they said, don't say nothing for 2 days. I was like, what? But I'm homeless. I'm out on the street. But anyways, I went back out now. I was wandering around and my wife came and found me. She said, sorry, David, I shouldn't have done that. She said, I know what you're doing. I said, yeah. So I went back home. The next morning, I get a phone call from a friend. David, did you see the paper? I said, no. He said, well, check it out. I was front page, the whole front page, my story, my picture.
Oh, thank
These,
you so much for sharing, David. We're
yep.
out of time again,
Oh, okay, yep.
but thank you for listening to Homelands on CFCR 90.5 FM in Saskatoon, Homelands of the Métis.
Hey, hey, we'll talk again.
Wow, we ran a little bit over.